All about the day I visited the monkey temple in India and thought I was gonna be kidnapped. Stay until the end of the video to hear this story. Me and my friends took an Uber to get there, but I advised being careful with that, and I'll explain why later. We arrived at the temple, the entrance is free, and right away several guys showed up, offering themselves to be our guide. We hired this guy over here, and a technique they use to pick up the monkeys is to pretend they have a candy wrapper in their hand. So the monkeys jump in because they're either curious or they think it's food. And sometimes, as you see here, the monkeys jump on their own. For the monkeys not to run away, you have to stay calm and do not get nervous, do not get agitated, because if the monkeys feel that you are nervous, they're gonna get nervous too, and then they might even bite. After that, we went to the upper terrace, and here the monkeys were quite crazy playing with this red cloth. And it's so nice up here. We took some photos, enjoyed the view, which is very beautiful. So it makes up for some really cool photos with the monkeys. And at this moment, I offered the dangle in my scarf for the monkey to play with, and they pulled the thing off. It was very funny.
Look here.
And then all of a sudden the monkeys all started to run downstairs, and we went to see what was going on, and they were feeding the monkeys. They were giving out chapati, which is like a little pancake made with bread dough. And so what was the story about my near kidnapping? So when it was time to leave, we tried to call an Uber, but they were not accepting rides at all. So our guy turned to us and said, well, in a few minutes it's gonna get dark, and then the leopards come down to hunt the monkeys, and it's not, nice to be around here. So he said, well, if you guys want to, I can give you a ride and take you to a place near here where the Ubers do accept rides. So we were in a tough situation because he was either accepting a ride with a stranger or staying and risk being eaten by leopards. So we accepted the ride, and when we got there, this guy owned a white van, which made things even worse. And at some point he stopped the van at a little market that was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and there were like several Arabic men sitting in the front of that establishment. So it's basically us, 3 girls, and several men in the middle of nowhere. So we were very scared. But thankfully he just got his water and we moved on. So eventually he did drop us on a square where we could call the Uber, and yeah, it turned out he was a cool guy. He was really nice, and we thanked him, gave him a tip, and that was the story. But the moral of the story is, if you're planning on visiting the monkey temple and do not want to be crazy like we were, maybe the best option is to just book a transfer.